Okay, welcome back. Today I wanted to talk about blame, and what that does to our experience, our life, and how it can affect our growth and development negatively. So, it can stunt our growth and prevent us from reaching our goals and ultimately our success. So, blaming is basically when we look at something or someone outside of ourselves to um, point at for being the reason um, or cause of an effect or something negative that's happening in our life. So, I mean, it could be anything. It could be a person, situation, an experience. And this isn't to say that there isn't, people that are guilty of wrongdoings or, systematic experiences that have created and caused a lot of negativity. This is, I want to speak about specifically about what staying in a state of blaming something outside of ourselves, pointing at someone outside of ourselves, and how that can take away our personal power and our ability to actually achieve things and grow and develop and achieve our success. Because when you're always looking outside for the reason that something is not going right in your life, then right away you're saying that you are completely powerless to change anything and that you are basically staying in a state of scarcity because you recognize that this entity outside of yourself has complete power over your experience. So this is why, right? Pointing outside of you or pointing to somebody else and always having that feeling like it's their fault, it's that thing's fault, that this is where I'm at now. That will never help you to get out of whatever situation that you're in. Again, not to take away responsibility of something or someone that actually has caused certain situations, but if you stay blaming something and someone consistently, you will never get out of your situation. You will never ever create something better for yourself because you're always going to stay stuck in that mindset that it's this person or this situation's fault why I'm here. So that means that you have given them all the power to keep you there. And you staying there, always blaming them outside of yourself, you won't be able to actually look within to see what can I change? What can I do in this situation, this experience to better myself, to experience and live something better, to reach my own personal goals. If you continue to stay in the state that something else is causing your demise or your negative state, it's going to be extremely difficult for you to actually get out of it. So I always encourage people to look and see, okay, I understand that you're blaming this for this, but let's stop. Don't look at that, whatever it is, or whoever that is, outside of yourself. Let's only focus on inside of ourselves. And because that's all you have the power to change. That's it. You have no power to change anybody else, but you can change yourself. And you can go within yourself and say, okay, besides what I'm blaming somebody for, the outcome of that is this. This is where I'm at. This is the experience that I'm feeling. This is what I'm experiencing. So that is your point of power. That is what you have to explore. That is where the work comes in. Pointing at something or somebody else will never help you change this, ever. Blaming keeps you in a state of self-pity. And that is probably one of the most detrimental states to be in. Self-pity basically keeps you feeling sorry for yourself and completely powerless to change anything. So when you're in that state, and usually that happens if you continue to blame everything outside of yourself for whatever is happening within you. So you expect negativity to continue to happen because something outside of you is still causing your pain, still causing your situation, still causing your experience. So this just becomes a perpetual existence for you, this self-pity. But let me tell you something about self-pity. It's something that I've learned early on. And I'm really big on self-love because that is something that you have to actually break out of any circumstance or situation. But self-pity prevents self-love. Self-pity, you can't pity and love something at the same time. It's basically what I'm saying. That's what I've learned. The two are on opposing ends. So you either love or pity or love. You can't have those two simultaneously. So if you're in a state of self-pity, you cannot delve deep into to get to a state of self-love. And that's where the power is. That's where the gold is. That's where you want to be and eventually get to. That's what unlocks all your doors. That's what unlocks your potential, right? So if you are in that state of self-pity, you won't be able to get there. If you keep blaming anything outside of yourself, you won't be able to get out of it. If you're always constantly looking at something else rather than going within yourself and saying, what can I change? But do I have the power to change? I don't have to feel sorry for myself. I don't have to go on like this. I can do something better. I can have a better experience. I want to choose differently. I know last week I talked about self-love and choosing and why that is so important. That's your first step to get out of it. But today I just wanted to talk about what keeps you there. What keeps you in a state of self-pity? What keeps you in that detrimental state of wallowing so you can't ever get out of a situation and reach that self-love that unlocks your doors to success. So that's why it's so important just to stop looking outside, stop blaming something else, stop pointing fingers, and just go within yourself. Cut that off, just for a little while and see what is here. Because when you're always pointing out, you can never, ever, ever see what's here. And that's all you have to work with. And that's where you can change your entire situation from.